In today's video, I have a review fest featuring 101 Films, so we're going to look at two of their brand new Blu-ray titles, first time to Blu-ray in the UK and Ireland, so let's get into this video. Hey everyone, my name is Rob. Welcome to my channel called The Movie Vault, where I want to help advise and inform you guys about 4K, Blu-ray, DVD and movie collecting. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that little bell to get notified every time I post new videos, so you can be one of the first people to watch them as they get uploaded. So let's get into today's video. This is the first review fest here on The Movie Vault, where I'm going to feature a couple of releases by the same distributor. So today we are looking at two brand new Blu-ray releases by 101 Films. I've been working with 101 Films for quite a good while here on the channel. There's a load of videos featuring reviews of their releases here if you want to check back through my videos. So first one up here is 1977. This is The Deep, first time to Blu-ray in the UK and Ireland. So you may be looking at the cover here and saying to yourself, Rob, this looks a little bit like Jaws. And yes, you're right, it looks exactly like the cover of Jaws, that iconic painting. And this is based off a novel by Peter Benchley, once again the writer of the Jaws novel as well. So I think they kind of decided 2 years later, let's cash in and see what else we can get out of Benchley. So as I mentioned, this is originally a 1977 movie, and it's getting its first time to Blu-ray in the UK and Ireland release here in 2020. Let me just talk a little bit about cast and crew on this one. Director is Peter Yates, who would go on to he'd done some other fantastic stuff, Bullet, Krull and Suspect in his career as a director. Your cast in this one, like I talk about the connections to Jaws here. Robert Shaw is in this again, kind of similar role to his Jaws role as Quint. Jacqueline Bisset's in here as well. Nick Nolte, Louis Gossett and Eli Wallach as well. Pretty decent cast for this one, The Deep. Let's talk about AV quality and technical info here. So this is a 2.39 to 1 aspect ratio presentation, so you'll get those black bars top and bottom of your screen here. It's a Region B Blu-ray release, so if you're in the States or outside of Europe, you may need to check your player settings. In terms of audio quality on this Blu-ray release, you have two audio options. You have the LPCM 2-channel stereo audio mix, or you have a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 surround mix. I felt watching this, the dialogue is a little low in the sound mix in 5.1 mix at times, but the 5.1 mix gives you a nice kind of immersive feel with the underwater stuff. Really fantastic stuff. I just had to had the volume up a couple of steps higher than normal to hear the dialogue, and I felt kind of the same in the 2-channel LPCM stereo mix as well. The dialogue's just a little lower in the overall sound mix on this. Picture quality wise, this is as far as I can tell from some of the bonus features on this is a HD master done by Sony back in 2009. It's a nice transfer. There's some dirt and spots and you know, little bits and pieces here and there in the opening of the movie, which is fine. You know, for the majority of the movie, it's a really nice transfer. There's no issues with the picture quality at all. The colors look good, nice clear crisp picture on this one. But there's a lot of dark scenes and they're outdoor scenes, and you just kind of feel like they're really underexposed. I don't know what the issue is there, but I guess that's, you know, that's an artistic thing or whatever. It's how the movie is supposed to look. That was kind of the only sort of complaint I would have about the picture. And just a couple of quick notes about this one. John Barry does the score for this one, which is really cool. You know, John Barry, famous for a lot of his scores for the movies, especially James Bond, because the opening 9 minutes of this, the first 9 minutes, there's no dialogue. It's all underwater stuff, and it's that, I guess, like maybe iconic stuff of Jacqueline Bisset in the white see-through t-shirt diving underwater, which Peter Guber says made him a lot of money in those opening 9 minutes of the movie there. Speaking of the John Barry score, it relies heavily on the score of the movie, I think, to move and drive the underwater scenes forward, because there is no dialogue earlier on. There is some dialogue later on where they have masks on, but not in the earlier ones here. I will mention also there's some flash photography scenes in some of the underwater stuff, so just beware of that. Jacqueline Bisset is a standout for me in this movie. She is beautiful. She has the British accent. Everyone else is like, you know, American. This movie is set in Bermuda, so she kind of stands out. Just, she looks beautiful. She has the British accent, you know, different to everybody else. And I kind of spotted some old school Hollywood glamour lighting there, you know, the light on the eyes and stuff, like really interesting in this one, The Deep. Robert Shaw once again is brilliant as expected, and as I said, he has a really similar character to his Quint character in Jaws again. Sorry if I didn't mention, this is kind of about like they Nick Nolte and Jacqueline Bisset go kind of diving, and they find some treasures from this like sunken shipwreck. and it kind of turns into a treasure hunt movie. I don't want to say more than that because it will spoil it for you guys here. 124 minutes long, this one. The Deep. It feels like a long 2-hour movie, and I actually can't believe there is like deleted scenes on this as a bonus feature that says they're from a special edition 3-hour cut of the movie. Like, I can't imagine a 3-hour cut of this. Like, 2 hours is more than enough, because it just goes on forever. For me, there's just too much back and forth. Like, they're diving underwater, and they have the, like the, probably like the gold hunting shows underwater. They have the massive vacuum, and they're hoovering up stuff on the sea floor, and then they're back on land, and then they're back hoovering stuff, vacuum and stuff, then they're back on land, and they're back diving again, and they're back on land, and it's just too much back and forth. Like, long 2 hours, as I mentioned. It just feels like it's repeating itself over and over. The bonus features on this one, there's 85 minutes of bonus stuff on this, really cool. An interview with the underwater art director runs 15 minutes on this. There's a making of, which runs 48 minutes, which is hosted by Robert Shaw. It's like an archival sort of bonus making of here. Lots of behind the scenes footage and stuff like that. Really cool, 48 minutes long. There is, as I mentioned, there's select kind of deleted scenes from the 3-hour special edition cut, which runs 21 minutes long. You have an audio commentary from film critic Kevin Lyons, and you also get this retro mini magazine here inside the Blu-ray, which is really cool, cinema retro, and just has a lot of, write-ups and stories and stuff like that on the movie, and some photos and stuff in there. Really, really cool. You have Nick Nolte full 70s tash and everything there. Really nice touch, this one, because as I mentioned, from 77, so nice little mini retro magazine in there. Like, overall kind of final thoughts and rating on this one, The Deep, I'd probably go 3 out of 5 on this one. Nice Blu-ray presentation, as I mentioned, for the first time in the UK and Ireland. 101 do a fantastic job with their releases. I'm a big fan of their stuff. Good amount of bonus content on here, 85 minutes worth of stuff. Really cool to see that archival making of, from back in the day. They're bringing a lot of films to Blu-ray for the first time in the UK and Ireland, and I was just kind of interested in this because I've seen pictures of it before, and I've seen a couple of Jacqueline Bisset's movies, and fan of Robert Shaw from Jaws, and I just thought it was quite interesting. 2 years after Jaws, Peter Benchley, as I mentioned earlier, and a similar kind of artwork here, cover art on the Blu-rays. So The Deep is available right now on Blu-ray. It came out last week as of this video going online. I have a link in the description if you want to pick up a copy of this for yourselves. It's a good one to add to the collection if you're kind of into those 70s treasure hunt kind of thing. It's kind of coming off the success of Jaws, another Peter Benchley movie, as I mentioned, and kind of an interesting one to have in the collection. So let's move on to the next one in Review Fest. Okay, so next one up here in Review Fest for 101 Films. This was actually a review copy I was sent, so I just have this review disc here, and it just gets sent to press release. But let me tell you guys about this one. This is Brain Dead from 1990. Cast and crew on this, directed by Adam Simon. Pretty cool cast in here as well. Bill Pullman, Bill Paxton, Bud Cort, and George Kennedy is in there as well. Let's talk about audio video quality on this one and some technical info. As I mentioned, originally released in 1990, and it's getting its re-release here on Blu-ray once again for the first time by 101 Films in the UK and Ireland in 2020. 1.85 to 1, so that nice full screen picture on your TV. Audio quality, you just have an LPCM 2-channel stereo track on this one. There's no other options, no surround mix, anything like that, so pretty basic in terms of audio. It does the job. I can't really say much more than that. It's a stereo mix. It's a Region B Blu-ray release, I will mention. Feature itself runs 84 minutes long. Picture quality, so this is a transfer taken from a 2K scan of original film elements, which is really always nice to see these days with the Blu-ray stuff. Nice film grain in there. It looks pretty cool because of course this would have been shot in film back in 1990. Clean, clear picture. Same as The Deep. There's a couple of little spots here and there, but that's only kind of nitpicking at this stage. Notes about this one. This is just a weird movie, this one, Brain Dead. I'll stick in some pictures here of the artwork, and just as I said, because I have the review copy here. When I kind of read the description of this, I kind of feel like Total Recall was 1990 as well. Because this is like a rip-off of Total Recall, or this movie Brain Dead deals with like memory resculpting, and I'm kind of like, this is really similar to Total Recall. There's some elements of A Nightmare on Elm Street in there as well, like dream memory people coming into reality. I feel it's a little bit of I feel like it just takes from all these other movies, and it's just kind of a little bit of everything at once. Kind of get a little bit of a feel of In the Mouth of Madness to this one as well, even though In the Mouth of Madness would come 5 years later on. A little bit of a Shutter Island feel to this as well. Like I don't want to spoil too much by more. I've probably said enough by saying Shutter Island there, but Bill Paxton plays the kind of sleazy corporate business kind of man, and Bill Pullman plays the scientist who's losing his mind. Another thing that stood out to me in reviewing this one here is there is some sound effects from Back to the Future in this. There is a scene where they are kind of, is it like the electroshock therapy where they kind of blast you in the head with the, you know, with the metal rods each side. They're doing that to Bill Pullman. So if you guys know Back to the Future, you know, at the start of Back to the Future, Michael J. Fox goes into Doc Brown's lab and he turns up the volume on the guitar amp. It's like, it's that sound effect is used in Braindead here. That exact sound effects, I tell no lie. Bonus features on this one, 64 minutes of bonus features, pretty cool. The brains behind the nightmare is a newly shot documentary, I believe, 44 minutes long, about the movie. There is a director interview with Adam Simon for 16 minutes. There's 2 minutes of deleted scenes. There is a 2-minute theatrical trailer, and there is an audio commentary by the director Adam Simon there as well. So pretty decent bonus content on this one. I will say, before I continue, bear with me 1 second. So this is the next release in 101 Films Black Label. So if you're not familiar with 101 Films, what does Black Label mean? Here is a copy of Prom Night that I have of a couple of Black Labels here from 101 in my collection. Now basically what you get is you get this nice cardboard slip cover there. They're numbered on the sides. You get the year, the film logo. You also get a booklet with like writings on the film and stuff, and photographs, really nicely done. And of course you're getting your Blu-ray disc in there as well. So this is Prom Night. So as I mentioned, I can't show you guys Braindead because I have the review copy here, but once again I'll stick in pictures here of what the Black Label release looks like. You're going to get that slip. I will mention the booklet and the slipcase are limited to the first 3,000 copies, so if you are interested in picking this up, link in the description. You want to grab this quick because they limited edition, guys. These go fairly quickly. Final thoughts and rating on this one. Rating, I'm going to sit in the middle on this one, guys. 2.5 out of 5. It's just a little bit of a disjointed feel movie to me. I don't know. It's just not a movie for me, and I'm kind of struggling with it. Like, what is it? Like, it's not a horror, it's not a comedy. There's not enough of both in it, and I just kind of like, what is it? It just kind of sits there for me. I don't know if that even makes sense in my review here, but it's once again, it's a really nice release by 101 Films. As I mentioned, I'm a fan of their stuff, and I've been working with it for a good while, and I'm not being told to say anything in particular in these review videos, but that's why I'm just being honest here with you guys. Like, this one is not one for me at all, Braindead. But if you are interested in picking it up, as I said, it does come in that nice Black Label, as I showed you here, guys, with Prom Night, the slipcase and the booklet. They're doing really nice sets, 101 Films, and I don't know that a lot of people are aware of their stuff enough, so I just wanted to kind of bring you guys two of these movies here in this video. So Braindead is actually out Monday coming, September 28th, as of making this video and going up online. So again, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to get a pre-order in on that one, just to ensure that you get a copy if you want that limited edition Black Label release here by 101. That kind of rounds it up, guys, for this first review fest here on the Movie Vault. Let me know if you like it, and of course please give it a thumbs up if you did like it. Let me know in the comments, have you seen any of these? Have you seen The Deep before? Have you picked it up? Are you going to pick it up? Braindead, are you a fan of that movie? Like I said, just didn't connect with me, just being honest with you guys here in the review. But the Black Label sets by 101 look fantastic, so if you are a fan of Braindead, I do recommend picking that Black Label release up. Yeah, as I mentioned at the start of the video, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and hitting that little bell to get notified every time I post a new video, really helps the channel grow. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.